Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have an amazing video for you guys today. I found an article that you guys are going to absolutely love. It comes from marketwatch.com and I will have a link to this article down in the description below. But check this out. Dramatic increase. Foreclosure filings are up 150%. Here's what that tells us about the housing market. This article is it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome because foreclosures, right? Just before I start, foreclosures, what's going to happen is that this is going to add supply, more supply, because when people foreclose, the bank has to sell the house. And sometimes they sell it at auction. And sometimes they sell it at a market price. But at the end of the day, the bank wants to sell it, right? The bank does not want to hold to a bunch of houses, especially if the housing market is going down. So what does this do? This creates more supply, right? We're going to have more supply, and as a result of more supply means more options. More options for who? More options for buyers. We are now switching from a seller's market, guys, to a buyer's market. That means that in a buyer's market, and we're we are accelerating into a buyer's market very, very quickly, okay? And that doesn't mean that houses are gonna drop very, very quickly. I think houses are gonna drop slowly, but being in a extreme buyer's market means buyers get to call the shots. And that's where we're at right now. Buyers, because there's not enough buyers now, and there's more supply. And now there's going to be more foreclosures. So all that, when you put that all together, right, if you are in the market to buy a house, my first advice to you would be hold. Just relax, take a breathe, put a little bit more money down for your down payment, save a little bit more money. If you could save an extra 10, 15, 20, 30 grand, just chill, because the buyer's market is only going to get accelerated. And as a result, prices are going to come shooting down. So if you wait a little bit and you save a little bit of more money, you are going to have an amazing opportunity to buy a house for an incredible price. Now the rate might be a little higher, unfortunately, but remember, I always believe that it is better to buy a house for a lower price with a higher interest rate than a than a higher priced house with a lower interest rate, right? Why? Because if you buy high, you're paying taxes on higher property taxes. Now, sometimes, yes, you could go to your county recorders and you could ask to lower the taxes, but let me tell you, the county is not in the business of lowering your taxes, right? Like they're gonna be very, very slow to lower your tax, your tax based on the property of what they think your house is worth. So that is a problem. So at the end of the day, it is just better to buy the house at a lower price, right? Because you could always refinance later. Now, let's get back to the article. The number of foreclosure starts, which is when the first public foreclosure notice happens, is up 219% since the start of the year, according to the real estate data analytics. That is kind of a big jump. That is a big jump. Fully 96% of metro areas saw an annual increase in foreclosure filings, with foreclosure rates highest in Illinois, New Jersey, and Ohio. When it comes to the number of foreclosure starts, California topped the list, followed by Florida, Tennessee, Ohio, Illinois, and Ohio. Foreclosure activity across the United States continued its slow, steady climb back to pre-pandemic levels for the first half of 2022. While overall foreclosure activity is still running significantly below historic average, the dramatic increase in foreclosure starts suggests that we may be back to normal levels sometime in early 2023. So as you can see, the early 2023, you could expect to have this new flock of inventory hit the market. But between now and 2023, what we could start seeing is if the economy does begin to take a turn, if we see a big shift in the economy, if we start seeing people not able to afford their house mortgage, we might pass the average and go into like a territory where there's going to be significant foreclosures, and then we're going to see a spike in more inventory. And again, with the more inventory, you know what happens? It very quickly brings down the houses of the prices of the house. Here, let's keep reading. Much like the sharp turnaround in housing inventory that we've observed in the number of for sale homes recently, when the market has tilted in one direction very extreme, we see huge percentage increases when the trends shift back in a different direction, even though many aspects that we're witnessing is just a return to something resembling what was once normal. So remember, I just want to say this, okay? Imagine you have a line, and the line is on 0, and we went, one direction. Let's just say we went positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We went to one direction, right? That is what happened when we lowered interest rates. Now they're saying we're shifting back to that 0 line. But people are saying, hey, we're getting back to that 0. But we're just at the beginning of this recession. So now my prediction is that it's gonna pass that line, that 0 line, and go into negative territory, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone is right now saying, a lot of articles are saying, hey, we're getting back to normal levels. But you gotta read a little bit between the lines here. What do you mean normal levels? Like, we just began this problem, and the fact that we're getting back to normal levels right now only indicates to me that we're gonna not just get down to normal levels, but cross that threshold into the negative, right? The other side, which is gonna be in the housing market, it's gonna be more supply, less demand. On the economy side, it's going to be a slowdown in the economy, and you know what that brings. That brings a whole mess of problems, and people just become really scared, and people sometimes start, like, if you need to sell a house, guys, and people will say, hey, just lower the price. People that need to sell are going to sell. And that essentially brings down the housing market, right? When a house sits on the market for 6 months, there's motivated sellers there. And then the buyers, from a buying perspective, what you want to do is find houses that have been sitting on the market for a long time. Go look at them, see why they're gonna have some problems, right? Because usually the best looking houses will sell. So you find a house that's been sitting on the lot for a long time, and if they're asking $500,000, if they're asking $400,000, let's just say they're asking $400,000 for this house. It's been sitting on the market for 6 months. You can literally go in and say, I'll give you $315,000. Okay, and they're gonna tell you go pound sand, blah blah blah, this and that. But then you negotiate at that point. You gotta say, dude, the house has been sitting for 6 months, like nobody's buying it. So either you lower the price, or it's gonna sit for another 6 months, right? And if someone is paying that mortgage every month, they're gonna be more like, they're gonna be like, okay, whatever, I'll take a loss, or if they do have some equity, they're just gonna have to basically cash out early, and not have, like, if you're selling a house, I definitely believe like your window is closing so fast that you need, like, in my opinion, you probably need to put your house in the market like right now, because these high prices, if we jump into the weekly the Redfin weekly housing data, and you see the metro areas right now, our new listing, okay, is in line with the historical averages, right? And people, that's so we're not seeing right now. We are not seeing a big jump in inventory right now. But if you look at the median sale price, okay, the median sale price is coming down. Okay, it is coming down. So for anyone interested in selling their house, I mean, blue line right here was 2019. So red is 2020, orange is 2021. So anyone who's looking to get these crazy high prices, I mean, their window's getting shorter and shorter because we just raised rates. So this is going to continue to go down and down and down. Now, The only thing that's going to make it go down even faster is if we see increase in inventory, and things like increased foreclosures are going to, help, put more houses into the market. Now, the problem is that the good thing for buyers is that foreclosures sometimes tend to be homes that are a little bit more run down, because, if you're going to foreclose on a house, most likely it's because you don't have the money to pay for the mortgage, which most likely you don't have the money to like upgrade the kitchen, right? So think about it like that. Okay, think about it like that. So the houses that go in are going to probably bring down the average of that neighborhood, because there might be a little bit more run down. These foreclosure houses, they're gonna sit on the market longer, and if the bank, takes over them, they're gonna wanna, they're gonna wanna negotiate, right? So we'll see how this all pans out, but definitely I predict that we're going to see prices definitely go down to these 2019 levels. We're going to see that probably in the next year, maybe 2 years. So if you are in the market to buy a house, the market is all yours right now. You're going to be calling the shots. Buyers are going to be calling the shots, and it's going to be good for buyers. If you're a seller, unfortunately, your window is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Even though we're not seeing the new listings, we have a little bit more new listings than in 2019, but still, okay, we're gonna need to, it's still a tight market. As a seller, there's still not that much inventory. So like I said, I think your window is getting closer and closer. So for sellers, I would say take advantage. For buyers, I would say just wait 6 months. Okay, guys, I want to just say a big, super big thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos and supporting my channels. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much. I think it's awesome. If you guys like my videos, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and like and leave a comment. I will see you on the next video. I love you guys, and have a wonderful day. Bye.